Corruption everywhere. Corruption everywhere. Nobody trusts anybody again. The House of Representatives on Saturday said that the presidency is deliberately hiding the names of the beneficiaries of the National Social Investment Program and the National Conditional Cash Transfer Program from them. Recall that the Special Assistant on Social Investments to President Muhammadu Buhari, Madam Mariam Uwais, during an interview monitored by Igberi TV on Channels TV, said that those who benefited from the 20,000 naira shared to the poor because of COVID-19 don't want to be addressed as poor people. That is why they can't publish their names. Like, seriously? Hehe. However, in a statement made available to Igberi TV on Saturday by the spokesman of the House, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, stated that Madam Uwais has on certain occasions, including a TV interview on Channels Television's Sunrise Daily program, cited Section 14 of the Freedom of Information Act as providing as exemption by which the federal government can refuse to reveal details of the NSIPs to the National Assembly. According to the statement, this suggests a deliberate attempt by Madam Uwais to conceal information pertaining the financial activities of NSIP from the elected representatives of Nigerians, as we especially recall that she blatantly ignored a letter of inquiry from the House Committee on Public Accounts addressed to her in her capacity as Special Assistant to the President on Social Investment Program. The House of Representatives noted that the powers of the National Assembly to investigate or request any information from the executive are vested by the Constitution and are not subject to the stipulation of the Freedom of Expression Act or Freedom of Information Act. The statement reads in full below. Slanderous publication by Madam Mariam Uwais and Sarah reporters. Our attention has been drawn to the misleading and slanderous publication of Madam Mariam Uwais, MFR, and Sarah reporters, both published on 8 April 2020, regarding the implementation of the National Social Investment Programs, the National Conditional Cash Transfer Program, including the development of the National Social Register. The insinuations in the above-mentioned publication that the Ninth House of Representatives labeled the NSIPs as a failure and a scam are incorrect and untrue. So also are the insinuations that the Ninth House of Representatives has sought to compromise the NSR and impute the names of undeserving Nigerians as beneficiaries of the programs. The Ninth House of Representatives, under the leadership of the Speaker, Rep. Femi Gbajabiamila, acting upon complaints from Nigerians in 360 federal constituency regarding the inadequate spread of the National Social Investment Programs, and also concerns that the NSR is outdated and does not reflect the accurate representation of the poor vulnerable in Nigeria, intervened through a cordial interaction with the Honorable Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Farouk, with the sole aim of ensuring and enhancing the delivery of service as well as the equitable distribution of the programs to the Nigerians most in need of them during this period of COVID-19 pandemic. Part of our concerns expressed at the meeting held recently was the need to review and improve the outdated NSR as well as the methodology deployed in identifying the poor and vulnerable in the various communities, in view of the complaints from several constituencies that they have not benefited from the programs. An outcome of this meeting was an understanding per the Speaker's proposition that a legislative framework is needed to maximize the efficiency of the National Social Investment Programs. We are aware that Madam Uwais has on certain occasions, including a TV interview on Channels TV's Sunrise Daily program, cited Section 14 of the Freedom of Information acts as providing an exemption by which the federal government can refuse to reveal details of the NSIPs of the National Assembly to the National Assembly. This suggests a deliberate attempt by Madam Uwais to conceal information pertaining to the financial activities of NSIP for the elected representatives of Nigerians as well. Especially recall that she bluntly ignored a letter of inquiry from the House Committee on Public Accounts addressed to her in her capacity as special assistant to the president on National Social Investment Program, dated August 6, 2019, with reference number HR/SCO5/52/XX400, requesting a brief of the activities, including income and expenditure profile of her office from the year 2014 to 2018, while stating categorically that the operations of the NSIP do not fall under the exemptions contemplated in Section 14 of the FOI Act. It is instructive to note that Section 88 and 89 of the Constitution vest exclusively powers of oversight of the legislative arms of government, which also appears to any and all forms of government intervention programs, including National Social Investment Program, which is a disbursement of the nation's fund appropriated by the National Assembly in the first place. The powers of the National Assembly to investigate or request any information from the executive are vested by the Constitution and are not subject to the stipulation of the FOI Act. That is the Freedom of Information Act. We must remember that the doctrine of checks and balances is an essential element of our constitutional democracy, and once it is discarded, our democracy becomes wobbly. Therefore, the Ninth House of Representatives frowns at any fake news or publication that seeks to cast aspersions on its intentions and commitment to the people of Nigeria in its exercise of constitutional duties. As the People's Parliament, and in the spirit and letter of Section 14, 88 and 89 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Constitution, our priority remains to employ all legislative interventions to ensure the welfare of Nigerians in the face of the COVID-19 crisis and the economic hardship it has brought on the poor and vulnerable amongst us. There is nothing we are not going to be hearing, no. Honestly, is it not a disgraceful that at that level, when you will talk about our top officials in the government, you will be seeing this kind of a mistrust. People don't trust themselves. I don't even know where they belong to, whether they call the woman failure or is a scam or what have you. But the pertinent thing here that we can really hold on to is that they don't want to release the names of those who have benefited for this money they said they have shared. Recently, we learned that the Accountant General's office has been burnt and all the documents there, according to what the finance minister said, that if they really want all these things, that they will get them. The documents are there, and 9 hours later, it's a different ball game entirely, different story. So now they cannot publish it based on any law that says you should not publish people that are saying, oh, you are not, maybe they should not be regarded as poor people. The poor people that we see that are littered all over the place. So those ones, if they are not made public, or if they are not, their names are not published, how will they know who has been given the money? Of course, you know that the reason why they don't want to do all of these things, because they use all of these things for election as well. You don't even know who is who. You can't even trace anybody to a particular location or a particular house. And they want it at that level. And that is why the corruption will continue to rise. Whether they are from PDP or they are from APC, it's like the foundation is already faulty. So anyone coming into that foundation will continue to fall into that error, no matter how good you are, because they will be quoting that error for you. and they will be following it, and there's corruption in that constitution they are talking about. How can you not publish their names? What is the big deal? Because we don't even have data. So is it not now? It's supposed to be a thing that will be, that will be worrisome to people, that at least let's start getting our data correctly. Let us have a database that everybody must be registered. Those who will be registering, as soon as they were born, and as soon as, at any level, we can start. We can start now, but they don't want to do it. They have seen all the loops, so they've seen all the lapses, the reason why they cannot do things appropriately. We can start now. People will tell you, oh, it might not be easy, but let us even start now, because we can't continue that it will not work, it will not yield results, and we'll continue in this shenanigans, because some people are smiling to the banks. Yeah, some people are really smiling to the banks. It's unfortunate that they don't want to release the names of the beneficiaries, according to what a House of Reps telling us. Presidency deliberately hiding names of 20K beneficiaries from them. Of course, those ones cannot be trusted, but because they know themselves. And the same way Obasanjo said, oh, the building of the Accountant General office, it was stage managed, and he has his right, for saying that. He could be right for saying that, because they know themselves. So guys, let us hear your opinion. Leave your comment below in the comment.